Hello and welcome back to more Persona 5 Voyeur, where last time Okumura died. Violently. It was not a pretty sight. Which wasn't really a surprise because we knew that Akechi shot him dead in the metaverse. But what did surprise me is the fact that it took this long for him to die at all, which is a bit strange, but, you know, be that as it may, he's dead now. The Phantom Thieves are probably going to get blamed for it because apparently there was a calling card found in the principal's office, which we didn't put there. So, we'll see how it all unfolds, but something that I did learn, because I booted up the game today and I actually watched the opening cutscene this time, and I paid attention to the characters, and there are no characters I don't recognize anymore. Which means I believe the Avengers have been assembled. I think our party's complete, and the teams, the gang's all here. So I'm pretty sure Haru was the last new character that's going to be added to the team. Obviously, Kasumi will join us at some point. But as far as new characters, I think we're done being introduced to people, which makes sense, because they alluded to how this Six Palace is our most recent endeavor, which would mean that the Six Palace is going to be what we explored at the beginning of the game in that little prologue. So we might be about to catch up with the future. The timelines might finally be about to merge together. I don't know for sure, but you know, it would make sense, wouldn't it? So we'll see what happens. But for now, we're just gonna go to sleep. We still don't know anything. What? Well, I mean, I know things because I saw Akechi shoot him, but you know nothing. Ooh, that's cool. Actually, the approval rating actually went down. That's neat. Yeah, like I've been of why that's even there. Ooh, went down even more. Yikes. I've been questioning why that's even there, but that's kind of cool to see the public actually react negatively to the revelation that the Phantom Thieves may have potentially caused the death of not just the principal but also Okumura. That's interesting. That's a cool way to bring that together. Okay. Oh, my apologies for messaging you so early in the morning. Things have calmed down a bit at home. I thought there's something I need to tell you. Are you alright? Yes. Thank you. There's actually something else that caught my attention. I think I need to discuss it with everyone. Then why did you only text me? We should meet at the hideout after school.
It looks like Haru is managing. Somehow.
Well, the fact that her father is a dick probably helps that.
Alright. Let's meet up with everyone after school.
I mean, yes, obviously it's a tragic... that might have sounded insensitive. Let me clarify. Obviously, it's tragic that she lost her father. Like, obviously, anyone would be experiencing many conflicted feelings. But it's no secret that her father was a terrible person. So I imagine that that kind of mitigates it somewhat. In terms of, rather than... like, it might make it easier knowing that the person who died was not morally upstanding in any discernible way, but of course, being his direct descendant, I imagine it would still, point being, it would stir up some mixed emotions. But I can imagine that it's not too much of a stretch to say that she's probably managing just fine.
The public has praised them as allies of justice before they strike them back to the ground. Now then, she'll be next. Yes. I've already spoken to Human Resources about it. It will be a heavy responsibility, but I'm certain it'd be an honor for her. The culprits behind the mental shutdown cases she's been pursuing all this time. Indeed. They'll become the criminals we've set them up to be, just as you instructed.
Yeah, this feels like we're heading into final battle territory. But I know we're nowhere near the end of the game, so it's interesting.
It's so damn loud.
Where's Haru?
She's the one that called us, so she'll show up eventually.
Well, even though things have calmed down, she must be occupied with what happened to her father. Wait, what?
What's up?
People are posting that we killed President Okumura.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be the well, I say logical conclusion. That'd be a conclusion that would be logical for the people in this universe, because if they believe the metaverse exists, and they believe that, because like this follows the trend of the Phantom Thieves to a T, except for the part where they died. So yeah, it would make, especially since the calling card was found in his office. If the people believe that the Phantom Thieves are real and that they can actually change hearts, then it makes sense for them to believe that you're responsible for this. But then again, that goes back to whether you believe that they can actually, whether you believe they should believe that they'd be able to change hearts in the first place.
So it's begun already.
What?
Think about it. The CEO collapsed the way he did during an apology conference that our group caused.
Still! You were raving about us so much, and now they just treat us like murderers?
Admittedly, the instant swap back is a bit strange. You'd think that after your track record, they'd at least ponder it somewhat, but eh.
What a lightning-fast change of attitude.
They don't know a damn thing about our situation.
Calm down. Not everyone is necessarily saying that.
But there's no way to vindicate ourselves.
Haru! I'm sorry I'm late. I'm the one who asked you all to make time for me, too. My condolences. Must be rough. I'm okay now. I called everyone together because there was something worrying me. Did you all target the principal?
Huh? The principal? You mean ours?
Yes. What makes you say that? Yesterday, a public prosecutor came to my home. It was a woman named Nijima-san. I overheard her saying a calling card was found in the principal's office. Considering that this was right after what happened, it's got to be Shujin's.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Doesn't this all seem weird to you? It may just be my imagination, but I feel as if things are escalating far too quickly after President Okumura's incident.
Oh really? What was your first clue?
What do you mean?
Perhaps we may have been set up by the real culprit.
Oh really? Did the fact that the calling card was placed in a location you didn't place it in tip you off to that?
For real?
I'm not letting him say that again.
Then we need to catch them as soon as possible.
Hold a moment. Can we assume we've been set up, though?
Yes.
We don't even know their objective.
Did you place the calling card at the principal's office? No, well then you were set up. Someone that was not you placed the calling card there to make it look like it was you, and then he died. So yes, you're being set up, Yusuke, you fucking moron.
What else are we supposed to do then?
Let's all calm down for a moment. From what Haru said, even the police are suspecting that the Phantom Thieves are murderers. It wouldn't be wise to carelessly make a move at the moment. We need to act as normal students for now. In addition, we have midterms next week.
Exams? At a time like this? I envy you, Futaba. Futaba?
Got something on my mind. Gonna go home and look into it. I wonder what that could be. At any rate, we need to behave and not draw attention to ourselves. Understood?
Well, that should be interesting to see how it unfolds. How far is it drop this time? Okay, still floating at 68%. Big brain play from Anonymous. Don't fucking murder people. Great. You don't say, buddy.
For real?
Thanks, Captain Obvious. They found a calling card on the principal? That's impossible. Well, not impossible. Just, we didn't do it. This is ridiculous. Why are people doubting the Phantom Thieves over what happened to President Okumura? They never do such a thing, isn't that right? Absolutely. I trust them. And it seems like everyone's forgotten all about all they've done up until this point. That won't stop me, they'll continue cheering them on. Make sure you tell them that. See you later.
Shima is a bit narrow-sighted, but he's a good person deep down. We can't betray him.
Didn't know that was ever on the table as an option, but correct, we can't betray him. Alright. Act like an honor student and get ready for midterms. Well, I would go study, but again, our knowledge is already at maximum, so there's no real point to doing it. And I'm growing increasingly concerned that Akechi is not spending time with us. I'm pretty sure at this point that it's for story reasons, because we saw him kill Okumura, so I'm guessing that's something to do with it. But I hope I didn't miss my chance to rank him up, because that would be the big sad if I spent that much time with Maruki, and it would all be for nothing. Sorry for worrying all of you. I won't be able to respond for a little while longer. You don't need to mind us. More importantly, are you doing alright? I'm okay. I'm worried about the people at the company, to be honest. And it seems that everyone's having difficulty with not-only clients, but the press as well. They're even handling the preparations for my father's funeral. I just feel so guilty that I'm unable to help out at all. You shouldn't. Everyone understands this is a trying time for you. We're here if anything happens. I'll get in touch once things settle down. We'll be waiting. Talk to you later.
Bless that girl. worrying about others even at a time like this.
Well, like I said, like, I understand it's probably hard for her because, you know, she lost her father. Obviously, that's going to be traumatic for anybody. But again, it's not like he was some, like, beneficial superhero. He wasn't exactly all sunshine and rainbows. He was not a great person, as she conceded herself. So, you know, again, just mixed emotions is, I guess, the best way to put it. But they killed Okumura to make an example out of him. Why else did they kill him during a press conference? I read somewhere that Okumura raised his daughter alone. Maybe he wasn't a great manager, but as a parent, I feel for him. I don't know if you can call what he did raising his daughter. Wouldn't put it that way. That's a bit of a generous summation of what he did. And oh, it's dropping even further. Okay, now we're. Hey, remember when I said that it was going to go to 100% after this palace? Well, I could not have been more wrong. We're getting the numbers getting even lower. Who are going to set us up? Hey, remember earlier when you said that but is it possible no one set us up? Well, change your tune real quickly there. Someone have any ideas? Of course not. If I were to guess, I would say the culprit behind the mental shutdowns. How do we even know we got set up to begin with? They found a calling card in Principal Kobayakawa's office. Someone else had to have planted that, obviously. Yeah, but that's not something anyone brought up. When Yusuke said, "How do we know that we were really set up?" No one in the room was like, well, because obviously someone had to plant the calling card in the principal's office and it wasn't us. No one had the brain capacity to point that out right then and there. In the worst case scenario, it's possible they know our identities. This is bad, guys. Our state of affairs is looking quite bleak. Let's turn ourselves in. How are we going to do that, though? Looks like our only choice now is to find the true culprit, although we don't have any leads. Why does this gotta happen? Well, I would maybe start with the person for the only person you know who is even remotely connected to you who might know who you are. Such as the person who directly said, "You know, you all seem to match the description of the Phantom Thieves quite nicely." You know, maybe start there. I don't know. What do I know? I doubt anyone's gonna want to hang out, given the way things are right now. So to keep lying low and wait, not anything conspicuous, okay? Alright, who's messaging me today? Sorry for bringing this up when things are so chaotic. I know it's been tough after what happened to President Okumura and all. This is the perfect time for smaller changes of heart to let me guess, mementos. Yeah, okay. I had a... The second he said smaller changes of heart, I'm like, ah, you want to go to mementos? No thanks, I already did that. Been there, seen it, done it before. So you want to study, I'm guessing. Exams are coming up. Have your studies been going well? I can give you a general idea of what they were like when I was a second year. What do you think? Do you want to study together? What's it gonna be? You want to study with Makoto? Sure. I mean, there's no longer an incentive to spend time with her because we're already maxed our thing out. But you know, at least we'll get some screen time with her. Trying difficult problems is good, but the most important thing is your fundamentals. Well, how are they? Good, I think. Whoa, has studying with Makoto deepened your understanding? My knowledge was already at max before this. No, you misunderstand. My knowledge has been maxed out for, like, weeks. There's nothing more you can do for me. Getting back to the basics is necessary when you're lost in both studying and regular life. This is a great opportunity for me to review as well, thanks. Let's try a few more complicated problems now. Wow, it's crazy how little that did for me. Be sure to go over the materials in your head before you go to sleep. Uh-huh. Whatever you say. Yeah, so, if I had known... I was thinking there was going to be at least something a little deeper than that. But if I'd known it was going to be that short and uneventful, I would have just gone to Kemi instead. I hear the Phantom Thieves killed someone. It's all over the news.
Hey.
You got a notification on your phone. Is it Akechi? No, it's not. It's you. I have a report as your strategic image management representative. I just thought of a new way to help you out. I really want to tell you about it. Do you have time today? Sure. I haven't actually spent time with you at all up until this point, so sure, why not?
Now that you mention
First time for everything. I forgot to mention, but we're meeting up with some fangirls today. Really? Right now? Right now? You want to meet up with fangirls? All thieves are supposed to have some special ladies, right? I'm already taken multiple times over. Huh? So it's cancel though, I'm already confirmed with them. Well, lucky for you, the way I'm playing this game, that won't even matter. Basically, I met some cool girls on the fan side and we thought it'd be fun to do an in-person meetup. You thought it'd be fun to do that right now, at this point in time? They're just part of the fandom. Badum-tish. Shoot me. We have this whole story about how we stumbled onto the fan site one day, so let's stick to that. Don't spill the beans, okay? We're part of the fandom. That's what users of the fan site call themselves. It's really caught on as the forums got more popular. Either way, you should be excited about this. Mingling with your loyal supporters is a noble cause indeed. Remember how I said I'd help publicize the Phantom Thieves just at the beginning? Mishima, I think we're more than publicized at this point. I think we are more than... That's what I mean, man. This dissonance between the main story where everything's gone wrong and we're more in the public eye than we ever have been and for all the wrong reasons. Then you go over to the side stuff, it's like, you know, no one really knows who we are, so I want to do this to help us get our names into the spotlight. And you just scratch your head like, eh? So to be honest, I've never actually met someone from online in person. I wonder if I'll be able to do it right. I did lots of research, though. I know all about footing the bill and buying desserts for the girl. Apparently, if things go well, you might even take her home. Huh? It's way past our meeting time. Did they stand you up? Did you get stood up? Hello? It's Mishi. It's the guy you met on the fan site about our meetup. You're still at home? And what about your friend? Oh, yeah. No, we'll be waiting here. This is a scam. They're just going to stand you up. Was that a train announcement? I could swear I just heard someone say Shibuya over a loudspeaker. Are you close by? Huh? Oh, no, I'm not calling you a liar. Yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe next time. Mishima, welcome to the wonderful world of people suck. So, here's a PSA from me. If you agree to meet someone somewhere, and then you change your mind about it, which is okay. You're entitled to being able to change your mind about seeing someone. But if you do change your mind, for the love of God, tell the other person you're meeting with that you changed your mind. No matter what, whether you just got cold feet and you don't want to do it, or you don't want to meet up, and just whatever the reason, whether you just don't want to meet up and you change your mind, or you got sick and you got plans, or something causes you to want to or have to cancel your plans. That's fine. But tell them first. Don't stand them up like, they won't notice, it's no big deal. Like, if you know you're going to be, like, obviously, if you're late, you're late. Nothing you can do to change that. Stuff happens. But if you know you're going to be late, or if you're not going to be able to make it at all, or you don't want to make it anymore, then call the person to say, hey, I can't make it anymore, sorry about this, so that they're not left standing there like an asshole like these two people, just with their thumb up their ass and being like, oh, when are they going to get here? Yup. That's just inconsiderate. Never, ever do that. Please never do that. And furthermore, if they call you, like, hey, are you coming? Don't lie to them. That's not gonna go well at all. Like, at least be honest and be like, I don't want to do it, or I forgot, or something. Just honesty. 100%. Always honesty is the best policy. Don't lie and be like, oh yeah, I'm just at home and I'm sick, as the train siren blares in the background. Or, yeah, no, I just got caught up with homework, as you hear people screaming on a roller coaster nearby. Or, yeah, no, I'm stuck in a cave underground, as you hear someone splash in a pool. It's like, just be honest, for God's sake. Seems like they were really into the idea on the forum. Oh well, my bad. I was so busy with all the new forum posts I didn't have time to really vet them too much. I can't trust anyone anymore. What about me? I'm still your ally here. I said I'm sorry, but, I'm not blaming you. I'm talking about the people that you thought would be able to show up. I'm like, yeah, just don't trust them ever. With all this aside, I have some really good info for you ready for you guys. I won't let you down. I'll prove just how useful I can be to the Phantom Thieves. I think you've already proven that. Alright, we've ranked up the moon. I suppose. I wasn't supposed to turn out like this, though. I bet those girls would never have flaked on me if they knew I'm friends with the real-life Phantom Thieves. Being a guardian of justice isn't so easy, huh?
Let's go home.
You have no idea. Especially, again, just... the dissonance between the main story and the side story is getting increasingly frustrating. Oh, sorry for dragging you out for no reason. Well, it's not your fault. You thought they were going to show up, they said they'd show up, and then they lied to you. It's not your fault. People typically use an alias online, so a lot of them don't hold back when they comment. I thought it was going to be a great opportunity to hear their opinions on the Phantom Thieves. It's always better to hear that kind of stuff in person, right? Sure. I knew you'd feel the same way. Man, we could have gotten some really gotten some really valuable information. Alright, I'll get back to modding. Trust me, everything's gonna turn out awesome. See ya. Have you seen the news recently? Not so sure about that. Really not too sure. And it's gone down even further. Oof, it's gonna be a yikes for me there, dude. Hurry up and execute them. Alright, jump on the gun a little here. Jeez, I mean, this... I don't know how I feel about the public perception of the Phantom Thieves. Just in general, from the... Both from a perspective of whether they should believe in their ability to steal hearts at all, and also whether they should turn on them this quickly. Things are looking rough online. They're just calling us a bunch of murderers. All the celebrities who supported us are being criticized now too. It's all gone up in flames. People are posting about this stuff everywhere. I highly doubt that anyone who supported us did so honestly. There must have been many who simply went with the winning side. Welcome to the world of being a celebrity. I get mixed feelings about this when you put it that way. It does make me rethink a lot of things. That aside, we need to deal with our situation first. Our state of affairs continues to worsen. We can't just sit back and watch this happen. Still, we can't make a move when we don't have any leads. What are we supposed to do then? Right around when your exams end will be the perfect timing. For what? Don't worry about it. Anyway, just wait and see what happens. For the time being, let's discuss things after our exams end. There's no way I can focus on exams like this. Can you ever? Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, great. Mr. Chalkman back at it again. With his 13,000th failed throw in a row. Like, why do you bother? Why do you keep bothering? At what point do you realize you're not going to hit me with the chalk? Like, now you have to go pick up the chalk. You have to go run over to where I am and pick up the chalk. Why bother? Why bother? I can't believe he dodged Ushimaru's throw. Is he a ninja? No, it's just that I've done this, like, he's never ever hit me. He's been doing this since, like, the first week of school, and he's continually failed to hit me every single time. You got the entire class's attention. Charms increased. Another thing that's maxed out that I don't need. This, like, at what point will you stop throwing chalk at me and you'll realize that this is all a gigantic waste of your time and my energy to dodge the thing? People are saying terrible things about us, calling us murderers. Alright, who's up next? The answer is... Oh, God, no. Alright, let's go to the clinic and spend time... Wrong. Let's go to the clinic and spend time with Takemi to further up her confidant ranking, because we unlocked her thing. We bypassed the side quest, so now we should be cleared to keep steaming onward toward her maxing out her confidant ranking. I feel like I've become closer. Okay, it won't deepen, but that's fine. Like, every time it says it won't deepen, that's fine.
Let's go.
Because, like, it's still... We have to hang out with her anyway in order to eventually get it to deepen. The buildings look like specks from here, which this truly is the best attitude at which to test. The atmospheric pressure should have dropped at the site. Are your ears okay? I'm completely fine.
Is that so?
It's reassuring, but it could prove to be troublesome. It might negate the effects of experimenting at this altitude. I hope it doesn't ruin my results. Well, we'll just have to give it a try. I really hope this data helps me complete the development of the medicine. Clinical trials like this usually can't be performed after all. You really are a useful guy. I have to thank you for that, my little guinea pig.
Well,
Please stop calling me that. Okay, close up, let's get started. Yeah, in the middle, in a public okay, I was about to say, you sure about that one? In a public space, really. Give me your hand, first we'll take your pulse, and then... This really wasn't a great idea to actually do a clinical trial up here, was it? Really, we might have had a better chance doing this literally anywhere else. In a non-public environment. As is the case with clinical trials, but you know. I guess all the praise they got for it doesn't amount to much now. Perhaps not. Who's up next? Availability today. Exam such a downer. Well, what do you want to do? I'm in trouble for anything this English. Haven't been studying at all. Maybe we can make some progress if we keep an eye on each other. I'm not going to do that because the last time I said yes to study with someone, it got me approximately nowhere, and that was in Makoto earlier today. So I'll spend time with you instead. Because I don't need to worry about increasing my knowledge anymore because it's already at max. And I don't think me studying with other people increases their test scores. And even if it did, it doesn't seem to impact anything, so why bother?
Good evening.
I'll spend time with you. The goal, the key to victory lies in retreating. This means at times retreating is an effective strategy in order to attack with your next move. Maybe good for you to remember that as well. Let's play a match. My bond isn't going to deepen with anyone today, apparently.
Forward to it.
My bond has not been deepened so much. But at least we're making some progress, because you have to push past the hurdles of not deepening the bond, so you can eventually deepen the bond. I can sense some dedication to Shogi. And her murderous intent whenever she slams the pieces down on the board.
Thank you.
She may as well yell, "Take that!" while she's at it. And thus concludes our hangout session with Hifumi. Very, very short-lived, as it were. And it is... Okay, now I'm thinking we're going to hit 0% by the time we hit the next palace. Because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Which is the exact opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Can I bother you for a moment? Now that the funeral is over, it feels like a small burden has been lifted up from my shoulders. You alright? I am. I actually feel bad having everyone worry about me. How are you? Are you doing okay? I'm managing. Sure are strong. I'll come back, don't worry. I think I'll be able to rejoin everyone around when exams end. Well, see ya.
Haru, she's the one who should be in pain right now. Yet she's still trying to cheer us up.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just haven't spent enough time with her for me to really, like, it is a part of it is the fact that her father was kind of a piece of shit, so I don't really feel that, like, I'm not as empathetic as I would be. Like, for instance, if Ryuji or An or Makoto or someone like that said one of the parents died, to be like, that's awful, and the empathy would be through the roof. But for Haru, her dad was terrible, so I'm just kind of like, I mean, yeah, it's tragic that she lost her father, but he wasn't a good person. And then I guess that's only further exemplified by the fact that we don't know Haru from a hole in the wall. We've only just started getting to know her, and the palace in which we started to get to know her was the worst palace in the entire game that I wish to never repeat ever again for the rest of my life. So there's a lot of things working against her in at this moment in the game. Anyway, I guess we can't sleep during the day. So what should we do to pass the time? I could work, because there's no one who wants to spend time. Actually, I guess I can just go to Takemi again, because she's the one person that I know I can always go to without having to. Oh wait, maybe I can't actually, because it doesn't. Her thing wasn't. Oh no, okay. So her confidant card wasn't up above her head, but looks like we can still do a clinical trial today. Or I lied, because we can't. Okay, I guess we can't do them 2 days in a row. Never mind. There goes that plan. Alright, who's in Shibuya? Who's in Shibuya that we would... Wait a minute. Who's here? Who's here at the school gate that we want to spend time with? There's a confidant card here. Who's that? Who are you? I see you there. Who are you? You are... Oh. Hey, Makoto. Interesting to see you here. I mean, I guess of all the people, the one person who I'd find outside the school gate would be you. But do you not have anywhere better to be than right here? Was it? What is it? If it's alright with you, could we be together? I feel like I'm getting closer to Makoto thanks to the... I mean, I have a special bond with her. Do you want to hang out with Makoto? Sure.
What will you do?
What am I doing today? Let's go somewhere fun. Let's go to my room. Let's broaden our views. I'm assuming this means studying of some capacity. We already did this. Let's go somewhere fun.
Yes.
Sounds good to me. Where are we going to go? Somewhere stimulating would be nice. Perhaps a place I've never been to before. Okay. A place you've never been to before. Have you been here before? Popular ramen shop. Want to go? Let's reconsider our options. Where else can we take her? Can we take her? Dometown? I don't... What's... Well, no, she's been there before. So there's no point in taking her there. And we've all been to the beach before. Or have we? Actually, wait. Actually, Ferris wheel. We took on to the Ferris wheel. We haven't taken her there. Should we be a maximum douche and just be like, this is the place where we take we're gonna become maximum douche and just be like, the Ferris wheel is the spot where Joker takes everybody he's in a relationship with. Like, that's the spot that he takes everyone to. Let's be a maximum douche material. And go to the Ferris wheel with her. Is this thing really safe? It was safe when An came in here. Want to lean too far if we're both sitting on the same side? Actually, I can hear this terrible creaking too.
I'm very sorry.
I'm not used to things like this, and I'm supposed to be your senpai too. What do you do when you're nervous like this? Or should I not be asking about things like that? You can lean on me. Come closer just sounds creepy. Come closer, my child. Come closer to me. That just sound weird. Come to me, bear the platypus. I'm the only one getting flustered here. My love for you just makes me seem so foolish sometimes. One round is so short. Oh, was that it? Was that the whole thing? Oh, that was it. That was the whole. That was it. That was the whole. That was the date. Was that all right? That was fun. This isn't much of an update, but I think I'm going to go back to school starting tomorrow. I'm sorry for worrying all of you until now. Are you really okay, though? Be sure not to push yourself too hard in this time of grief. I actually need to push myself. My mind always wonders if I have nothing to do. I totally get you. Basically, there's nothing I can do while I'm at home. Well, I don't know how to put it, but try not to think about that stuff too much. We're on your side. You can come to us for anything. To be completely honest, when I ended up alone, I did doubt you all a tiny bit. It's so horrible for me to doubt you. I mean, I'm the one who asked for you all to do this. Your father just passed away, Haru. It's natural to feel a flood of emotion at such events. It's really hard when you lose someone like that, but I'm okay now. You've all helped me out so much. Right back at ya. Those words are truly reassuring. I'll see all of you at school.
I'm not surprised she seems down. You should keep her in your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. We just don't know her all that well. So,
Well, despite how she looks, Haru has quite the backbone. I'm sure she'll be okay.
okay. Who's on the agenda tonight? You know, okay. I know I said I wouldn't study with On, but let's be honest. Ryuji needs our help. Ryuji really needs our help. You're not getting a jump on studying without me, right? Let's do it. Why not? I got nothing better to do anyway, so we may as well. It's too much shit on these exams. I'm never gonna catch up if I try and learn everything. Alright, let me predict what parts are gonna show up on the test. Here, here, and here. Come on, you can trust me. Are you sure about that? Literally what I was about to say. It is worrying, but Ryuji seems pretty lucky, so maybe you should try trusting him. Of course, you might want to study everything else later too, just in case. Yeah, a guaranteed strategy for failure is trying to guess cherry picking. Oh, I'm sure this will be these will be the things on the exam, because you're gonna get all of them wrong probably. You don't got anything to worry about, man. If fair, at least it'll be together. No, it won't, because I actually took the time to study and my knowledge is at max. You don't care about this at all, so we will not be failing together. I'll be just fine. How about something to eat while we're at it? Fries, okay?
Alright then, let's
It
go.
worked a crap ton. Let's go home. I don't know if I would call what we just did working a crap ton. I don't know if I would say, oh my god, we are now it's the minority of people. And as if to add insult to injury, now it's a gloomy, glum, grim, rainy day on the first day of exams. As if it couldn't be more poetically on point if we tried. All right then, let's do it. I mean, we've crushed the exams the past times we've taken it. I don't imagine they'll be any different.
Phantom Thieves have gone off the deep end, don't you think? I thought they were gonna change that CEO's heart, but they ended up killing him instead.
Haven't people been saying they killed Principal Kobayakawa too? I thought they were bad, but I never expected they'd turn out to be murderers.
Oh man, does this mean anyone who gets targeted is screwed?
You should know that's not the case because you've seen how the previous targets have been dealt with.
Quiet down. I'll now be handing out your exam booklets.
I still say they're all way too close together for this to be an actual proper exam setting. And yet, I knew this question was going to pop up. We know the answer, 32 surfaces.
Ooh, we can do this.
Here's, you know what? I don't know why, but I just, seeing that image and saying we know the answer just made me think of something. If anybody in the comments, anybody watching right now, if any of you get this reference, points to you. I don't expect even a single person to understand this, but if you do, you earn points from me. And the reference goes, what is round and fun for all? We know the answer, it's a ball. If you understand that reference, major points to you. But I don't get it. I don't expect anyone to know what that's from. It's so obscure. That sounds about right. We did it. Let's see, an essay question. This looks tough, but let's calm down and think it through. Let's sit down in our thinking chair and think. Provide an explanation for why the soccer ball is only comprised of the colors black and white. Soccer balls. Didn't the teacher say that the number of colors used to be different? Do you remember? It used to be one color. There's only one color, but that wouldn't really grab your eye. I remember, I think she said that, unlike now, soccer games were, oh, black and white. Oh. Guess that would make sense. Finish in time. That's a short answer question, not an essay question. Put down your pencils and put your hands under your desk. Wow, a whopping 2 questions on an exam. Whoopity-doo. And it just keeps... You know, by the time exams are over, it's going to be down to 0% that actually trust us anymore.
You're still rooting for the Phantom Thieves?
Bandwagoning student. Way to be on the nose there, partner.
You know they're murderers, right? that doesn't mean that criminals should be left to do whatever they want.
Still, couldn't they have at least left the principal to the police? And I mean, did you see that press conference? No way allies of justice.
I wonder if Akechi-kun has been right all along.
And again, I have to question, through what means do you think they're doing this?
He's so admirable, sticking to his guns even though so many people were against him.
Like, at least beforehand, you could say that maybe they just used their psychological manipulation, or they had a calm chat with them, or they did something to convince them to change their ways. But he died of a heart attack on the spot, and no one except for Akechi knows about the metaverse. So how, pray tell, do they think the Phantom Thieves actually killed Okumura? Like, at least, if it was the principal, I guess you could be like, okay, well, I mean, the principal, they could have just gotten in the truck and slammed into him. Although you'd think that they'd know who you'd think they'd have found who the driver of the truck was and interrogated him, who wouldn't have had any connection to the Phantom Thieves. But how do they think they gave him cardiac arrest on the spot?
That's enough. If you don't quiet down, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Okay, they weren't, like, screaming. They were just talking normally. But whatever you say.
Now, everyone.
Second day of your exams. Alright, what new question? Ah, the guillotine. That would be Charles. Here he is. Sounds about right. What is the reason that most people cannot become a cormorant fisherman of Nagarasawa? Because it's hereditary. Yeah, it's hereditary. That sounds about right. Another two-question exam for the day. Another two-question exam for the day. And yeah, we are going to drop to 0% by the end of this. That's just the gossip spot.
Be students here, right? I mean, they killed our principal.
Every day a new pair of people lines up to the gossip spot to gossip for the day.
Isn't this insane? There are murderers among us.
Stop! Here we go again. Alright, look, that game wasn't at 1% if I was released. They get a pass.
Now that you mention it, there was a guy in Shibuya who told me he's a phantom thief the other day. For real? You gotta report that. Oh crap. You think so? I snapped a pic, so I should probably put it online just in case. I hope...
Yeah, well, anyone can say they're a phantom thief.
Okay, class, let's get started.
Like, I can say, I'm Buzz Lightyear. No, I'm Buzz Lightyear. So, who's the real Buzz? Today's the third day of exams. Go ahead and start. What is the meaning of robota, the etymological root of robot? Slave labor. Remember that much. Sounds about right. Alright, which of the following describes the density of stars in outer space? 3 Bs in all of Europe. Sounds about right. Imagine if you didn't know that you had to remember this stuff for the exams in-game, and you just got completely blindsided, and you weren't, like, taking notes, or you just don't... Your memory isn't good enough to remember. Like, you just fail. Like, what happens if you fail your exams? Genuine question. If you fail your exams, does anything change? Does the game just stop, or does nothing... Like, could I just randomly answer all the wrong answers for all these exams and change nothing? I wonder. Shouldn't be a problem for you. This has been so easy I might start yawning. You did perfectly. I can't wait to see your score. I mean, it hasn't changed anything, so... Gossip Corner?
The police are here again?
Yeah, seems like it's for real this time. Apparently one of our students is a phantom thief.
Seriously?
I read the same thing online. Apparently public security is already on the move.
It's me. Why... You know, you don't need to say it's me when your picture's literally right there. Something I want to talk to everyone about will be at the hideout, I mean, our place. Yeah, she mentioned that she had something in mind for after exams were over. Hello.
It's open. Welcome.
So you're the third-year Okumura, correct? So good to see you. Please have a seat. Yeah, Maruki's just gonna make this worse. Are you okay?
Huh?
Yes. That's why I came to see a therapist. I'm sorry, I did come here because I wanted to, but I'm not exactly adept at saying what's on my mind. Oh, that's perfectly fine. I'm not all that great at chatting with people either. And that's why I'm a therapist! I'm in the correct line of work. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, you don't say, buddy. And how about some snacks? No need to be modest here.
You have
Evidently. So thank you, I'm alright, though. Someone say something. Somebody say something. It must be pretty weird, right? I came here for counseling, but I can't seem to say anything.
Well,
Not weird in the least. Just take your time. We'll go at whatever pace you need. And if you still don't feel comfortable by the end of our time, well, just have some tea and head on home for the day. I do enjoy tea time. Perhaps I'll feel more relaxed if I think of all of this in the way. Or in that way, absolutely. Nobody's going to de-stress if they come in here all worked up like, I have to talk right now! Thinking of this as just sneaking away to relax with some tea would probably help you feel more open. Basically, trick yourself into thinking this is what you wanted. Relaxing with some tea. I do that quite often, but on my own. Do you find that more relaxing?
Yes.
The people closest to me in my life, they don't really feel like people I could sit and enjoy some tea with. Even my family was always focused solely on work.
I see.
So was mealtime essentially the same setup as tea time?
Yes.
Yes. You know, the phrase tea time has just been ruined for me forever. Anyway, meals were where we actually ate together were almost always uptight dinners at work-related events.
I see.
I see. I've never been to upscale social events, but so I'm not sure if I should ask this, but, well, did you ever feel lonely? Lonely? Yes, I think so. If I were given the chance, I would have only wanted to spend some more time with my family. Well, why don't we call it a day now? Feel free to stop by again anytime you like. Oh, yes, I do apologize. It seems I extended this tea time much longer than I had intended. Ah, no problem at all. If anything, I'm happy to hear it. I'll make sure to pick up snacks that pair well with tea. I can't wait to fight him. Because someone told me that if I... In an attempt to convince me to actually spend time with him and get the royal content unlocked, they enticed me with the promise that I'd be able to beat the shit out of him. Or at least, like, get my vengeance. I don't know what their comment was, but it was something that was like, you'll be able to take your revenge or something like that, which made me immediately think, oh, so I'm gonna get to fight him in a boss battle. So I hope that that's what it is, because I really would like to do that. I received word from Futaba about our upcoming meeting. There's still some time until we meet, though, so I'm going to go take care of my flowers first. See you later.
I suppose plants do need watering after all. Oh, I know. You should go help Haru. I'll let the others know.
I guess my fate has been decided.
Oh, have you come up here to assist me? You, heard that, didn't you? I'm not worried about the garden, in case you were wondering. It's just... so much has happened to me lately. Well, perhaps I could share this with you. I mean, it would be nice to have someone who is aware of my current situation in life.
I'm all ears. Lay it on me.
The source of my worries is my father's company. Dealing with the aftermath has been difficult. Given how unexpected the accident was, my father didn't have a will. All of his stocks transferred to me, which means suddenly I'm the biggest shareholder in a company of over 1,000 employees. But I don't know the first thing about business direction or fund management.
That sounds tough is the worst thing you could say. Like, imagine someone pours their heart out to you, and then you just say, man, sounds tough. Anyway, see you later. Just ask this.
I am. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. It's just, I know I'm the president's daughter, but I never thought I'd actually end up involved in company business. Because of that, lately I've been meeting with all the various officers and lawyers my father employed. They've been giving me advice on all the things I'm not entirely sure about. Assets, stocks. It's clear some people only want to get on my good side, though. I don't know who I can trust. They try to sound comforting by saying things like, don't worry, or leave it to me. But it feels like they're really only being nice so they can get their hands on my bank account. I never realized I could be this distrustful of other people. I'm sorry for ranting on about this matter. I feel as though doing so has helped me calm down a bit, though.
That is true. Oftentimes, just being able to talk to someone who will listen and be able to get it off your chest works wonders. I guess all I have to say here is that the people, if you suddenly have people that are taking interest in you all of a sudden, might be just a result of them trying to get close to you, like you said. But the people who you've been close with for a while and who've always had your back and are just giving you advice in addition to that, these are people you can trust. They've been with you through thick and thin and aren't just suddenly taking interest in you once you gain some popularity. That's the make or break, is when someone starts taking interest in you. Because I kind of can relate to that a little bit on the inverse. Like, I've never had a situation where no one talked to me and then suddenly I did something popular and then everyone's like, oh wow, you're popular, I'd love to be friends with you, just as a social status kind of thing. But the inverse has happened, like I mentioned in a previous episode, where everyone thought I was this cool, hip, athletic swimmer pro dude, but then they realized I was actually just a nerdy gamer, and they're like, ugh, well, I don't hang out with you anymore, because it's much more popular to be a cool dude, bro. I'm totally a swimmer, super bro, totally radical, bro, than it is to be a nerd. So it's, you know, the people who are there with you from the beginning through thick and thin will always have your back for infinity and beyond. But the people who just teleported into the scene out of nowhere to be like, hey, look at all that money you got. You need some help managing that money? You want some business advice? They're like, maybe be wary of them.
The only people I've consulted up to this point have been employees. But I think what I really needed was someone closer to my own age. Closer to my own viewpoint.
Yeah, someone who can understand the mind of a teenager and not someone in a business suit who's just like, hey, money.
If it isn't too much trouble, could we speak about this again some other time?
Sure.
In return, what can I do to help you? I don't have any unique talents.
Are you completely average in every way?
You know, gardening. I'm actually quite skilled at it.
Oh, you need not teach me how to garden.
A few years ago, I even managed to grow a tropical fruit on the balcony at my house. To be honest, this is what I do when I'm alone. To take my mind off of everything that's happened. Oh, that's right. I stored some vegetables in the refrigerator down in the home economics room. You still have some time, yes? Would you mind waiting here a moment?
Sure. I'll wait here on the roof alone.
I grew these right here in these very planters and harvested them myself not too long ago. There's not much consistency to their colors or shapes, but... You like vegetables? That's good to know. But to tell the truth, I have a favor to ask of you. I'd like to get Sakura-san's opinion on my vegetables. Do you think I could bring my next harvest over to your cafe? Thank you. I'm sure Sakura-san will give me his honest opinion.
You have not met this man if you think that. With me, surely. When he first met me, he would have said whatever was on his mind. But with my friends, I don't know about that.
I'll make sure this next harvest is particularly good. Well then, shall we head over to the hideout?
Alright, let's see what Futaba has in store for us this time.
Congrats on surviving midterms.
I think I'm screwed for real this time. I couldn't concentrate at all.
Gathering everyone's opinions and immediately acting upon them in order to make that natural course of action a reality.
Again? It's so damn loud!
More importantly, what's this you want to talk about?
You said that something was on your mind before, but were you able to figure out what it was?
The medjed that I banned wasn't the real one.
Huh? Aren't you the real one, though?
Oh, the guy who called himself Medjed after me isn't the one from the other day.
What do you mean?
The code written by that guy the other day is different from any of the past Medjed.
And that means...
A code is like your fingerprints. No matter how you try to disguise it, your own quirks appear in it. The one from the other day was all cut and pasted with no consistency. No skill at all.
But aren't there multiple people across the world that are part of Medjed? Couldn't it have been done by someone that joined recently?
How do I put it? That code was so not done by anyone interested in cracking. At all. At the very least, there's no way it was an official Medjed member.
So someone used the Medjed name to provoke the Phantom Thieves? For what purpose?
Could they have been doing it for fun? It was around the time our group started getting popular, so maybe they wanted in on the hype.
Wait a moment. What if it's the other way around? Hmm? Perhaps they used the Medjed name to make the Phantom Thieves known.
What? That makes no sense!
I actually thought the same as Makoto.
Why's that?
Know how I just said that code is like fingerprints? I found those same fingerprints somewhere completely different.
Where's that?
The Phantom Aficionado website. There were traces of it being illegally tampered with from the outside.
For real?
For summer vacation, the access counter was made to be much higher than the actual number. Same with the rankings, particularly the time when President Okumura ranked first.
So then, the one who provoked the group and the one who tampered with the site are the same person? I think I'm starting to see the big picture. Both Medjed's provocation and the tampering of the website brought attention to us as a result. On top of that, our reason for targeting Okumura was influenced by the public and the rankings. The perfect timing and the perfect target. If both of those had been set up...
It would all make sense.
So the culprit was planning to put the blame on us from the start?
Welcome to the conversation.
No way.
This is all hypothetical. We lack any hard evidence.
As do they.
But if all your deductions happen to be correct, that would mean we've been playing right into their hand for the past 2 months or so.
We gotta be overthinking things. I mean, we're talking both the rankings and Medjed.
I get that putting just any amount of thought into anything is typically considered overthinking by your standards, Ryuji, but this is all just basic logic.
Everyone made a big deal about it. If this was all set up, then what kind of guy did we make an enemy of?
There's no point in getting anxious over speculation. Regardless, we'll be falsely charged at this rate, and with murder. We must overcome this.
But we don't even know who we're up against.
Neither do they. They don't know who the Phantom Thieves are, and as it stands, they can't possibly know.
Hey, you think we're falling into another trap, even at this very moment?
Yeah. This doesn't mean that we've lost yet. Even if this is the actions of a meticulous enemy, we'll just have to get back at them. We need to find clues, no matter what.
Blues Clues. Also, Ryuji says, hey, we're overthinking things, and then 5 seconds later says, what if we're falling into another trap right now?
I was told you recommended this reassignment yourself, sir. Why would you choose someone as inexperienced as myself?
When the case of the Shujin principal was ruled a suicide, you thought to reopen it, and you proved its connection to the Phantom Thieves. This is based primarily on that achievement.
I'm honored, sir.
The Phantom Thieves issue is now a national crisis. Expectations are exceedingly high for us public prosecutors, as we are the executors of justice. Personnel and planning will be up to you on this case. You will also have the police under your command. I'd like you to oversee this operation. You've yet to give an answer. Will you accept the task of eradicating the Phantom Thieves?
I will give it everything I have.
Okay, so this is the part where you have your turnabout Trump moment, and you think to yourself, wait, they're giving this immensely important case to me? Why? I have no experience, or I have very limited experience. Why would they give such a high-profile case to a rookie? Oh, because they're trying to set me up, or not set me up, but they're not actually, they don't actually want me because they think I can do it. They want me because of ulterior motives, such as a certain other case from a certain other game that may or may not be called Turnabout Trump, where you should think to yourself, oh, so if you're voluntarily choosing to give this case over to someone who's in it, to literally a rookie defense lawyer, as opposed to your old friend and longtime legendary attorney himself, maybe there might be a reason why he's chosen not to do that. a very obvious reason that apparently no one else on the planet ever put together themselves, but that's a topic for a different day.
We'll have to prepare a higher position for you as well in the event that you succeed. I don't wish to apply extra pressure on you.
And that's why I'm going to do exactly that.
But I assume your odds of success are high. Naturally, failure to accomplish this task is unacceptable. Do you understand?
I don't want to put extra pressure on you, but I'm going to do exactly that anyway.
Of course, I will live up to your expectations no matter what it takes.
That is all then. I expect good results from you.
I'm home.
Hi, sis. Should I warm up dinner for you?
No, it's okay.
How about a bath?
No need. I just came home to get a change of clothes.
Are you going to stay at work then?
I've been entrusted with a very important task.
You look awful, though. Aren't you tired?
As an adult, there will be times when you will accept an assignment for which failure is not tolerated. It's all over for me if I can't win this.
It might be all over for your mental health regardless, so not that I care about you at all.
Collapse from exhaustion?
This is my one chance to get a promotion.
Really? Your one chance.
I heard detectives have been coming to your school. That must make it hard to focus on your studies. Don't worry, though. It will all be over soon.
What do you mean?
I'm going to catch the Phantom Thieves myself.
Is that the important task you mentioned?
It's none of your concern.
Oh my god, Sis has her sights set on the Phantom Thieves, and on Shujin Academy in particular. This is bad. I need to let everyone know.
Things have become somewhat troublesome, everyone. Try to stay calm. What's wrong? Sis told me she's been entrusted with an important task regarding the Phantom Thieves. That means this SUI must surely be on the move at this point. Weren't they already investigating us, though? The police were doing so in secret. Thus, this operation is on a much different scale. Hold on a sec, what's this SIU thing anyways? The Special Investigation Unit, an elite team that deals with huge cases like government scandals. I've heard that name on the news, they make headlines often. The real insane part is they haven't lost a case against a suspect in like 50 years. If they come after you, you're screwed. They're the best investigation force in Japan. Are we going to be arrested? Doesn't this countermeasure seem somewhat extreme? Right or wrong, I think we are just way too famous at this point. Oh gosh, we're just so famous. As this is a country governed by law, they can't afford to ignore us for any longer. We may be the Phantom Thieves, but this is miserable. They probably have a pretty narrow suspect profile by now, too. What? How? They have nothing to go on. They have nothing to go on for who the Phantom Thieves are. They'll scare us like that. It's okay that they don't have any... Yeah, exactly! Exactly! I expect they're frantically searching for some as we speak. No way they're going to find anything, though. Obviously not going to find anything. It's only a matter of time. We have to hurry. What exactly do you think they're going to find?
About the metaverse, there's no way they'll get any info on us.
Yes, exactly. Bottom line is, they have no idea who the Phantom Thieves are. And they can't know because they don't know what the metaverse is. And if they don't know what the metaverse is, there's nothing they can do to us. Well, I mean, I say this knowing we get caught in the end, but, like, whatever. Okay. I think we'll do one more day, and then we'll call it off of the video. We'll do one more day's worth of activities, and then we will call things off for for this episode. And I'll pick things back up again tomorrow. I think we made some good progress today, though. We're coming up to the end of October. Now, granted, it's easy to make a lot of progress when, like, 3 days in a row are just midterm questions, but still. Have they found the Phantom Thieves yet? If the government and the police are useless, are they even trying? I wish they wouldn't spend tax dollars just to sit on their asses. A mysterious group of murderers and an inept government? What's the world coming to these days? Everyone's talking trash about us. Alright, what's Friday got in store for us, aside from yet another massive drop in our approval rating? Seriously, by the end of the month, it's going to be at 0%. Oh, is it the gospel cornerback at it again?
Today too, right? Yeah. What do those damn cops think they are? They can't just stare us all down like that. Maybe the rumors are true. Maybe there's a phantom thief at our school.
Okay, quiet down.
The police are here at the school, so be sure not to get in their way. Oh, And for various reasons, the school festivals got moved. Oh, yes, and one minor note here. The school festival has been moved to the 25th. Next thing we have, there was talk of canceling it, but we couldn't just do that. I'm sure the preparations will be rough, but don't push yourself too hard. Really? On a weekday? What kind of reasons are there? With all the stuff about the principal and Kamoshida this year, I guess it's no surprise that it got delayed by a few days, or whatever. I guess those two things are linked together somehow. Apparently the police are going to be interrogating all the students here, every single one. The police are at Shujin, they haven't come to my school. It seems that they're calling students individually out of class to speak with them. Wait, does that mean that we're gonna get called in too? Well, on, if she said that they're going to interrogate every single student, what do you think is gonna happen? Second years will start in the afternoon, make sure you prepare yourselves mentally for this. They've got to be looking for the culprit, right? No, they're just talking to us to have a nice chat about the weather. Who knows? Careful, guys, you should probably try not to say much. Oh, really? What great advice from Futaba. They'll see through any lies we might try telling, I know. In any case, don't tell them anything unnecessary. Oh, boy. Well, this should be interesting. See how this goes down.
Well then, next up is Takamaki-san and... you two will go together.
Huh? Why together?
Why? They'll probably have one of you wait outside. That's how they've been doing it so far.
Oh yeah, right.
Those are the instructions the detectives gave us. Just don't say more than is necessary and try and get it over with quick.
They've called out everyone else one by one, but have deliberately chosen you two to bring in as a group. And everybody's okay with this? No one sees any problems here? Or any cause for alarm?
Take a seat.
We're sorry to take your time. This will be over quick. Let's see.
Yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Ah, yes. You're the one currently under probation.
It's because of my name.
It says here you had a dispute with Mr. Kamoshida? You're more hot-blooded than you look. You spend time with quite an interesting group. Yusuke Kitagawa and Haru Okumura? The more friends, the better, right? I'm sorry to have taken your time. You're free to go now. Oh, I almost forgot. There's just one more thing I have to ask you. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are associated with this school? Don't worry. We're here to keep all of you safe, okay?
Thank you for your time.
And you've done a tremendous job so far, I must admit.
Your responses will serve as great reference material. Takamaki-san is next. Could you ask her to come in?
I guess her interview wasn't important enough to show during the day.
I got so nervous, I almost stuttered a few times. I thought I was used to police questioning by now, too.
Seems we were all asked the same questions.
That's how they get you. They do that on purpose, then wait for someone to slip up.
I hope you didn't.
It was probably fine. Oh, I would have been done for if they saw how sweaty my hands were, though.
To think my name would come up as well.
Sounds like we can't take the police lightly either.
Hey, didn't you think that detective guy was scary? Especially those eyes. It was like they were smiling, but not.
Ah, yes. My favorite action. Eyes that smile.
My sister. That's not true, Mom. It's not as though I hadn't predicted this would happen. Now that it's become reality, I'm unsure of what to do. We need to make sure we don't draw suspicion and work to clear our names. Right? Right.
It ain't your fault, Makoto.
I'm gonna try to see how far along this investigation really is.
I'm worried about the police too, but as of now, anyone in this city could be a mole.
They were so popular too.
Haru, can I ask you to search your father's belongings for clues about a possible culprit? I know it may be tough on you. No, it's okay. Now isn't the time for me to look away. As for everyone else, you need to be cautious of how you spend your time at school. So, I've decided to have you three second years join me on the school festival executive committee.
Why?
It will allow us to gather without drawing suspicion. Plus, trying to blend in will only do the opposite.
I agree. The more time I have to kill, the more time I'll spend worrying about all this stuff. No matter what happens, I don't want to regret my decisions.
Don't jinx it!
It would be no surprise if they came directly to our homes for questioning. They showed up at your school after all. I should remain cautious.
For now, the best option is to stay on the defensive. But we won't make progress at this rate. Let's try and figure out who the real culprit is somehow, okay?
Like, this feels like we're gearing up for a final chapter, especially since I'm pretty sure we're about to catch up with the current timeline. But I know it's not the end, because I know that there's, like, 4 more palaces at this point.
Of course.
So, we're nowhere near done. Somehow. You'd think we would be somewhere near done. It's bad someone totally framed us. Alright, you know what, that was shorter than I expected. We'll do one more. This time I promise it'll be the last day. That was shorter than I expected it to be. So we'll do one more day, and then we'll call it off. Of course, in my life, this will be the longest day ever.
I have another suggestion. Call for the arrest of the Phantom Thieves, then mobilize the police.
And how, pray tell, do you plan on arresting people you can't even identify?
The rest will go as you mentioned. Still, I'm truly amazed at the atrocious methods you come up with.
Like, genuinely, how do you think that's going to work? I'd love to know. Okay, our approval rating seems to have plateaued somewhat. Somewhat being the operative word. So let's hope it stays there. Or, I mean, it's not going to go up anytime soon. But we're going to try to get it up hopefully after this palace, who knows. Speaking of the annoying media, we've been getting phone calls in the faculty office. The absurdity of it all, who exactly are the Phantom Thieves, that's what we want to know. We really have no clue what method they're using. Killing someone without directly interacting with them is like magic. Well, now they've got me. Now they've got me on point. They've got me They've lasered in on me now. That my last name kind of gives it away. At least my in-game last name. Speaking of magic, we have someone in our class who's great at that. Did you know that there's magic in math too? A magic square. Oh, great. This is going to be a thing, isn't it? It's square in which adding up the numbers in any row, column, or diagonal gives you the same total. And so, to answer this question, let's ask Magic-san. Please look at this.
Do you know this one?
Tell me the total count for each column in this magic square. So I'm pretty sure I've seen that exact puzzle before. Like, I've done magic squares before. When I was in elementary school, I've done many of them in my life. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this exact one before. But even if I hadn't seen it before, wouldn't exactly be all that hard to figure out. Because you would just add up 9 and 4, which would equal 13, then 7 and 6 would equal 13. So then the only number that would give those both to be the same value is 2. So put the 2 in there, and now you have a total of 15 in both directions, and that means it has to be 15 for all the other columns as well. So it's 15 is the answer. Honestly, magic squares are kind of cool. Now, I might be biased, because of course, Trevor Magic, obviously. But genuinely, I think that they're a very cool concept. So I've definitely, no stranger to magic squares, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that exact type of it before. These want you to know which numbers fill in the empty squares. Yes, that is how these things work. A 3x3 square only has one pattern, but a 4x4 square has 880 possibilities. In a 5x5 square, there are more than 200 million. Can you believe that? Wow, really? Seems kind of smart, doesn't it? It's not rocket science. Although, I guess my last name, my in-game last name does kind of help. A little bit. Yeah, to choose, would you try to fight the Phantom Thieves or to solve 200 million magic squares? Well, me would obviously be the latter, because it would be detrimental if I try to find the Phantom Thieves. If I choose magic squares, hands down, then they might both be magic, but magic squares can be calculated, and math doesn't kill anyone. Well, having everyone out there looking for the culprit is getting me down. How's that for a magical day? Alright, who's up next? So what do we gotta do as the school's festival's exec committee? As if that should be what you're concerned about right now. I think you have bigger fish to fry than a festival. I'll need some help with the questionnaires. What questionnaires? The ones regarding who people want to see as the guest of honor. Oh right, that thing they do every year. You mean how those lame guests come to do a panel, right? The festival's dates were changed because of the situation. We need to hurry and tally the results. Come to the student council room once classes are over. That's so damn boring. Don't be like that. It's so we can meet up without standing out. Let's do what we can at the moment. I'm making sure to work hard at home, but you do that all the time. I can look stuff up, so did you find anything, Haru? All about that. No good, huh? Sorry. I'll rouse suspicion if I ask too many detailed questions. No worries. I'll manage on my end somehow. We're counting on you. No pressure. I can't go, but message me if anything happens. Oh, I'm sure something will happen. I'm sure something of significance will happen. I'll leave this to you guys. My apologies, but I cannot be of much help in this situation. Spoken as if he's much help in other situations.
Damn it. We don't have time to be doing crap like this.
You're right, you really don't. So why are you?
To keep mentioning it. We're doing this to keep suspicions off of us, remember?
Goro Akechi. This one too, Akechi.
They're mostly the same over here as well. Everyone's so eloquent when they can be anonymous. It's like they never accepted us to begin with. It would be nice if you did some work too, Ryuji-kun. You came to help us count these, right? Come on, leader. Can you tell him too? Aren't you taking this a little too lightly?
Whoa, look here. This ain't good.
Criminal profiling? The acts of thievery committed by the Phantom Thieves are mere fakes. And their true goal is murder? Every heart they changed before Okumura was just a warm-up?
What?
So now they're accusing us of being a bunch of killers.
That makes no goddamn sense. How do you think we incited a cardiac arrest on the spot?
We have the results. First place is Goro Akechi.
What a shocker. I can't wait.
What? Akechi?
What are you so surprised for? We've been mentioning him this whole time.
Seriously? Not some singer or an idol?
It's because of us that his popularity has skyrocketed.
We're the ones counting the results. Can't we just make him up? We don't have to get him.
People will figure that out. He won by a landslide.
I knew people would vote for him, but this is way more votes than I was expecting.
It would be best for us to avoid inviting such a clear danger upon ourselves. I'd like a little more time to think about who to ask. That reminds me. How is Futaba-chan doing? She seemed like she was looking into something on her own. Has she told you anything? It's not that I don't trust her, but...
But you don't trust her.
Even one clue would work wonders for us. We should let her continue with her own investigation. I hope she finds something.
Well, guess who's gonna spice up the school festival? Our favorite, Akechi.
In response to the police identifying the Phantom Thieves as primary suspects, Goro Akechi had this to say.
Oh, I'm just dying to hear.
Even though my opinion has been met with criticism, I've held fast that the Phantom Thieves are not just. However, I believe the recent series of suspicious deaths is unrelated to their actions.
What an interesting thing to say.
What? Did I hear you correctly? But Akechi-san, you were the first to caution everyone about the Phantom Thieves. Were you not?
This doesn't change the fact that they are indeed a dangerous group. That said, I would like to express that immediately linking them to this case is far too hasty.
What's that? Akechi has a brain? Never could have fooled me.
There are still many questions to be answered here. It feels as though there is more to this.
Well, I mean, I say that. I mean, it's knowing that he. The thing is, he knows exactly what's happening because he's the guy in the mask. He's the one slinking around. So I say that as if I don't know that he is fully cognizant of exactly what happened. So, you know, but it's optically, I guess. Oh, I didn't want to skip that. Damn it. I'm super stuck on my Okumura investigation. Seriously, even you're having trouble with this? What should we do? Let's meet up and discuss our options as soon as possible. Tomorrow? The earlier the better, right? I still haven't come up with anything myself. It's said 2 heads are better than 1, so I can only imagine what 8 heads may produce. It's a good way of thinking. It's totally an Inari head. Or, sorry, Inari idea. Let's do everything we can right now. Even if it means crossing some dangerous bridges. Considering how far we've come, we can't be particular about our methodology.
staring at your phone like that for? Oh, are you going through a breakup? Whoa, no need to deny it so seriously. It was just a joke. By the way, you haven't been causing any trouble, have you?
Nope, not a bit.
As long as you're not getting involved.
He's gonna get majorly shell-shocked when this whole thing gets blown up.
Well,
like, when it comes out that we are the Phantom Thieves, because it's inevitable at this point, he's gonna get quite an awakening, a rude awakening. Not the kind we like to see. Okay, and on that note, we're gonna wrap things up for today. Bit of a longer episode this time, slightly, but I think we made some good progress. Again, easy to make good progress when but 3 of the days are just midterm questions, back to back to back, but still. Alright, so we'll leave things here for today, and we'll pick up tomorrow with, I imagine we're probably coming up to the next palace here shortly. We might be able to begin, like, our pre-infiltration reconnaissance run tomorrow. I don't know how close we're out of the palace, but I imagine it's coming up pretty soon, so we'll see. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Persona 5 Royal. Goodbye.
Thank you.